This episode is brought to you by FX's The Beauty Official Podcast. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's hottest new series, The Beauty, taking you behind the scenes with its amazing stars as they discuss the show's most jaw-dropping moments. Featuring Evan Peters, Anthony Ramos, Jeremy Pope, Ashton Kutcher, Rebecca Hall, Bella Hadid, Meghan Trainor, Isabella Rossellini, Jessica Alexander, and Ari Grainer. Search FX's The Beauty wherever you listen to podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel. We're now in week 2, the final week, part 2 if you will, of our Stranger Things Keep Watch Pass specials. And this week it's the adults that are being called up. So Carrie, also, hi Carrie, how you doing?
I'm great. But I do fear for my mental state, as I had mentioned before, binging all 5 seasons at variable lengths of episodes over the span of arguably a week, right? Over the holidays. I don't think I'll ever be the same again. I don't think anyone actually gets out of Hawkins quite the same.
Right.
So
I'm just going to pull a Vecna and respond to everybody with, Does that work?
And that's different pre-coffee. How?
I do not have tentacles.
Ah, good. Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah, I shave those off.
How did Vecna get, though, from, what would be looks like lean muscle to Twig Man, like Groot's evil cousin?
I was about to say, he went from regular Groot to King Groot. So we'll go with that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're now talking about the adults of Stranger Things. And that can be either a regular cast member, maybe a season regular, maybe just a single one-off. It doesn't matter so long as it's a film from their filmography. So we're not talking about the character. We're not talking about the actor. We're talking about the films that those actors also happen to be in. So Carrie, I'm going to let you kick this one off. With the adults of Stranger Things, your keep pick.
I'm going to be super obvious here.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to draw back to our previous episode on the kids because I was factually incorrect.
Okay.
I was talking about Miss Winona Ryder.
Yes.
Who doesn't love Joyce Byers? Who doesn't love her? Really? She is a rock, man. That woman, even though in the first season, it was questionable.
There were a few cracks in that rock, yes.
Her mental state was maybe a little bit questionable, but rightfully so. I mean, come on, her child goes missing and is presumed dead and then not dead. And then, anyway.
She turned her wall into a Christmas Ouija board.
We know the story, but I had mentioned that Beetlejuice came out in 86 and it actually came out in 88.
Okay.
So
we're still a few years away from...
Yeah.
Beetlejuiceception, yes.
Yeah. So unless the kids can see into the future and not just the upside down. Anyway, here we are. Of course, I have to give mad respect to Miss Winona Ryder because damn, there is nothing that woman can't do.
Okay.
And she doesn't even have to deliver a line. She can do so with her facial expression.
Oh, completely. Yeah. Even at the, I think it's the Emmy Awards where she was just looking around all over the place. It's like, are you still in character?
Right?
I think you're still in character.
She's brilliant. And I hope that she knows that. Like, I hope she's totally self-aware of her brilliance.
But the other thing too is I love that this is kind of like that comeback for her as well, right? Because there was a stretch where Winona Ryder was the it girl, the everywhere, and then a bit of a quieter part of her career for various different reasons. But now into one of the biggest zeitgeist shows that there is. Like there's an era. This is an era where people are going to be like, hey, remember that time? Oh yeah, that was Stranger Things time. You know, you think about like shows like Friends, right? Friends was that era, right? You go back even further into the 80s, right? Shows like Family Ties or Who's the Boss. Those are shows of that era. Stranger Things is that, decade-long run where it was the show for people of this era.
Which is crazy to think that we went a decade without truly jumping on board and watching. I mean, I think maybe I watched 1 or 2 episodes of the first season when it first came out. And then I was like, what the hell is going on? And I just kind of shelved it.
Yeah.
Until
now. Yeah.
Recently.
So the nice thing is, they had just dropped the last episodes of the entire run. So we don't have to wait for anything. We're getting it all served on a silver platter for us.
But no spoilers.
No spoilers whatsoever. All right. You went with one of the lovable characters from the adults of Stranger Things. I'm going with a character that we were so happy to see get his ass kicked numerous times in the show. I'm talking about Mr. Cary Elwes, who played the mayor of Hawkins and was kind of in cahoots with the Russians as far as giving them all those land deals. But I'm not going with the obvious pick. I'm not going to pick the Princess Bride because that would just be way too freaking obvious. Because the Princess Bride is, you want to talk about movies that were a generation, the Princess Bride is definitely of its time. It's perfect. It's the film that should never be redone. Don't ever do another Princess Bride again. Pitchforks will be raised. But if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about movies starring Hallmark actresses. My past pick was Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, because on the voice cast of that film was Katie Sackhoff, who was in a Hallmark film. In that episode, I talked about how the Tomorrowverse of DC animated films was not as good as the Apocalypse War era of films. Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox, is one of the best ever DC animated films, period. Cary Elwes is the voice of Aquaman in this. You want to talk about peak superhero storytelling that didn't shy away from anything, that made it so, like, picture your favorite comic book. Picture the brutality that Frank Miller brought to something like The Dark Knight. This is where Flashpoint Paradox stands above all. Maybe second only to Apocalypse War. But Flashpoint Paradox, this is what I wished The Flash had done. Like, go back into a weird, darker time, right? Where it wasn't Bruce Wayne that survived. It was Thomas Wayne that survived. The Bruce Wayne was actually shot in that alleyway, and Martha Wayne lost her mind and became the Joker. Thomas Wayne became the Batman. You had Wonder Woman and Aquaman, who Wonder Woman killed Mira, had an affair with Aquaman, and then the two decided to go to war with each other. So you had, the Atlanteans and the Myskerians at war, and Earth was the battleground. If this was the template that Zack Snyder had followed for his DC EU, he could have been able to pull off a darker DC, but instead we got Save Martha. Zack Snyder had the template written for him, and he chose otherwise. Flashpoint Paradox is one of the best DC animated films, and I can't believe I'm picking a film where the main character that I'm picking from is Aquaman. Then there's my watch pick, And I'm going with another little off the board pick. I'm going with an Oliver Stone film. And when I say Oliver Stone, I know Carrie's first thought comes to mind. That's Natural Born Killers. And there's Nixon and JFK and 9/11. There are a list of Oliver Stone films that you sit there and go, oh yeah, I can see that being done by Oliver Stone. But Oliver Stone does a football movie? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Any Given Sunday, which also starred Matthew Modine, or as Stranger Things fans know him, Papa, as a team doctor who takes over once the main doctor, James Woods, is found to be covering for players who are like way ODing on painkillers. But listen to this cast, right? Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz playing way against type, right? Because around 1999, Cameron Diaz is in all these cute, fun, comedy, action type films like Charlie's Angels, right? Playing so against type here. Dennis Quaid, Jamie Foxx, Lauren Holly, Aaron Eckhart. It's and very Tony Scott style directing. In 1999, that's before Man on Fire comes out and before Domino comes out, but this style is fantastic. I can't believe I'm picking a football movie as my watch pick, but I'm picking a football movie. It's Any Given Sunday. Carrie, over to you, your watch pick.
Well, I'm going with Elle's other papa, her adopted father,
Yes.
Hopper. Yeah, I'm of course going with David Harbour's, but not the movie that you might think.
I think I know what it is.
I'm not going Thunderbolts.
I didn't think you were going to go with Thunderbolts.
As much as I wanted to, because I would have been really obvious with my pick.
Right.
I got to go with his portrayal of another father.
Mm-hmm.
Father Christmas.
Yes, indeed. I knew this was coming.
Also known as Santa. In
So
Violent
naughty.
Night. Am I obvious?
So very naughty.
Am I being obvious?
I can get behind that obvious pick.
Have I been put on the naughty list?
See, I thought about that film. I'm like, oh, I could totally go with Violent Night. I'm like,
It was so fun.
I know, but the thing is, I don't want to pick the movies I know you're going to pick.
Ah,
See, that's why I stayed away from like Thunderbolts and Violent Night. So that way we can talk about 6 films rather than just 5. But yeah, Violent Night.
so good.
Violent Night in this house is on the Christmas watch list. That's the kind of house that we're in.
After the kids go to bed, of course.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. I mean, The Ref is on there. Obviously, Scrooged is on there. You know, we're a little left of center in this household, but that's okay. But yeah, Violent Night, it shouldn't have worked. It sounds like the kind of film that a company like The Asylum would put out.
It was like Home Alone meets something a little more violent.
Mhm.
Like,
Home Alone, but Santa is setting all the traps.
right?
But there is a little bit of Home Alone-esqueness in there as well. It's like Home Alone meets Silent Night, Deadly Night or something like that. Or
But you
Black
know-
Christmas.
You know what I love too? When they booby trapped the house in Stranger Things, that episode that felt very...
There's so much nostalgia reference dropping in the entire series run of Stranger Things that you would need an 80s playbook in order to be able to match everything that fits.
But they did it so well.
Oh, yeah.
Violent Night was definitely... But not necessarily because of
Of David Harbour.
David Harbour. No. I mean, come on. John Leguizamo.
I was about to
as
say,
the baddie.
he was so good. John Leguizamo has this ability to play like the sniveling bad guy.
He can either be so likable
Mhm.
or
No,
just so bad.
But the thing is, even his bad guys are likable, right? Like it's a juicy role for him. And I love that he kind of deep dives into it. Anytime John Leguizamo plays a sleazebag, it works so well because you don't like the character. You like the actor, but you don't like the character. All right. Pastime from the Stranger Things adults. What's your pick?
Okay, so this again, much like with the children's episode or the kids of Hawkins, one of my favorite characters is just so off the wall. I really enjoy Murray. I think he's so funny. He's so funny to watch. But Brett Gelman, I'm sorry, I'm going to pass on your role in Strays. And it's not because of you. No, it's not. It's not because of the dogs. They were cute. But some of the subject matter was a little hard to take as an animal lover. And I think that Strays there was a line and they peed on it and then they vaulted over it and they kept running and running and running.
Had an orgy on the other side of it. Yep.
Yeah.
I
The
wonder,
poor bunnies.
I was about to say, what's more violent, the drugged out dogs with the bunnies or the demi dogs?
Ooh. Yeah.
Do those dogs turn into demi dogs?
I don't know. That would be wild.
That's when you know you got either the good or the bad. Speaking of, I'm talking about a film on my pass pick, but not the actor in question, because this film has Mrs. Wheeler in it, Cara Buono, but the film she's in is no bueno.
Oh, nice. Very nicely played.
I'm talking about the first ever to theaters live action Hulk movie.
Oh.
Speaking of demi-dogs, here we get Hulk dogs. Ang Lee, the director of this film. Ang Lee, the director of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Ang Lee, visionary director. Ang Lee, server of in this film. Eric Bana and Jennifer Connelly had like one-note performances. There's whatever the hell Nick Nolte was choosing to do with his character. And it's not even like the CG holds up. It's not good. Like, anyone who says anything about any of the MCU films, I want you to go back and take a look at that first Hulk film. And then apologize. Like, start apologizing to She-Hulk right now. Because that first Hulk film is horrible. Hulk dogs. The thing is, Ang Lee made it worse with all these weird little comic booky kind of transitions. Like, yeah, we get it. It's a comic book movie on a superhero. The Hulk. Just Hulk smash. Just go Hulk smash and call it a day. The only solid casting in that film is Sam Elliott as General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Everyone else can get the Hulk out of there. All right, Carrie, remind our listeners what your keep, watch, and pass picks are of movies starring the adults of Stranger Things.
I am keeping Beetlejuice, watching Violent Night, and passing on Strays.
All right, I am keeping Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox, watching Any Given Sunday, and I am passing on Hulk. Not the Incredible Hulk, Hulk. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And to you, our dear listeners, until next time, you guys know the drill. If there's a topic that you want us to cover on Keep Watch Pass, or a movie that you think is unfairly maligned, hit us up on social media at NotThatBadcast or go to our website at NotThatBadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the page. So that way, when we drop a new episode, you know immediately. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel. Take care.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.